The respiratory system is the network of organs and tissues that help you breathe. It includes your airways, lungs, and blood vessels. The muscles that power your lungs are also part of the respiratory system. These parts work together to move oxygen throughout the body and clean out waste gases like carbon dioxide. The respiratory system has many functions. Besides helping you inhale and exhale, if you need some help, inhale means to breathe in, and exhale means to breathe out. Well, it allows you to talk and to smell. It warms air to match your body temperature and moisturizes it to the humidity level your body needs. Well, the respiratory system has many functions. It delivers oxygen to the cells in your body, removes waste gases, including carbon dioxide, from the body when you exhale, and it protects your airways from harmful substances and irritants. Of course, the respiratory system has many different parts that work together to help you breathe. Each group of parts has many separate components. Well, here's all the parts. The mouth and the nose. Both of these are openings that pull air from the outside of your body and into your respiratory system. So, the respiratory system is kind of like hi, what was that system where you consume food? What was it called again? A digestive system. So the respiratory system is kind of like the digestive system. Well, because, breathing is really just eating air and getting nutrients from the air, right? So both of these are openings that pull air from the outside of your body into your respiratory system. Only one hole is used for other purposes. I don't think any of you have tried eating with your nose. I don't want to know. Sinuses. Well, they're hollow areas between the bones in your head that help regulate the temperature and humidity of the air you inhale. So these things make your nose wet. Well, makes the inside of your nose wet. It's above the throat. And speaking of the throat, the pharynx is a tube that delivers air from your mouth and nose to the trachea, the windpipe. So the trachea is actually a passage connecting your throat and lungs. Do not confuse this with the esophagus. Well, next we have the trachea itself, the windpipe. It's a passage connecting your throat and lungs. And now we reach the lungs, and the first thing we see is bronchial tubes. Bronchial tubes. Bronchial tubes. They're tubes at the bottom of your windpipe that connect into each lung. We have left lung and right lung, The lungs are two organs that remove oxygen from the air and pass into your blood. Yeah, it basically, you take air in, and then it removes oxygen from the air, and then puts that oxygen in the blood to the circulatory system, which is not breathing, so we are not going to talk. Actually, no, it is breathing. Well, it's not part of the. Well, it's not. It's not part of the same system, so we're just not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about it. Anyways, we have the ribs, which is bones that surround and protect your lungs and heart. I'll be honest, I feel like if a rib breaks, it's gonna stab the lungs, right? I don't know. And the diaphragm is a muscle that helps your lungs pull in air and push it out. That little thing that you don't really look at. So alveoli are tiny air sacs in the lungs where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. So this is where your blue blood turns into red blood. Disclaimer, blue blood and red blood are not actually, well, I don't think they're truly blue. I've never seen human blood. Bronchioles, they're small branches of the bronchial tubes that lead to the alveoli. And capillaries are blood vessels in the alveoli walls that move oxygen and carbon dioxide. between the alveoli and the blood vessels. Yeah. Lung lobes, sections of the lung, 3 lobes in the right lung and 2 in the left lung. 2 in the left lung. Yeah, lung lobes. You know. Cilia, tiny hairs that move in a wave-like motion to filter dust and other irritants out of your airways. The epiglottis, the tissue flap at the entrance to the trachea that closes when you swallow to keep food and liquids out of your airway. And lastly is the larynx, the voice box. It's a hollow organ that allows you to talk and make sounds when air moves in and out. Let's talk about how to maintain a good respiratory system. You become a nigger.
2 seconds later.
Let's talk about good respiratory systems. A good example of a respiratory system is the human respiratory system. This is in the script. I don't know why. You know what else is another good example of a respiratory system? Another respiratory system. So the human respiratory system is a highly efficient and complex system that allows humans to breathe, exchange gases, and obtain oxygen while expelling carbon dioxide. Respiratory organs. The human respiratory system consists of several organs, which we have just mentioned. Well, let's talk about inhalation, not to be confused with fellatio. When you breathe in, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward. It increases the volume of the respiratory system, causing a decrease in air pressure and allowing us to breathe in. You know, because inhalation means breathe in. As a result, air is drawn through the nose or mouth, down the trachea, and into the lungs. Gas exchange in the lungs. Well, inside the lungs, the bronchioles branch into tiny air sacs called alveoli.
Ravioli.
Yeah, ravioli. The walls of these alveoli are very thin. Gas exchange in the lungs. Inside the lungs, the bronchioles branch into tiny air sacs called alveoli. The walls of these alveoli are very thin and lined with a network of capillaries. If you don't know what a capillary is, consider failing the next few biology tests. Oxygen from the inhaled air diffuses across the alveolar walls and into the bloodstream, while carbon dioxide from the bloodstream diffuses into the alveoli to be exhaled. Basically, once you breathe in, you put oxygen into your body, and then you get rid of the carbon dioxide. This is kind of like segregation, where you keep the white people, the oxygen in, and those niggers, the carbon dioxide out. Exhalation. When you exhale, the diaphragm and other respiratory muscles relax, reducing the volume of the thoracic cavity. Basically, when you try to breathe out, the diaphragm relaxes, which reduces the volume, which increases the pressure and pushes your air out. Well, now we know what a good respiratory system looks like. But now, what is a bad respiratory system? Well, simply, it's when your normal respiratory system has problems. An example that's very clear is a bad case of COPD, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And this is mostly caused by smoking. But let's not talk about the causes now. Let's talk about what happens to your respiratory system when it gets really bad. Well, one, it gets harder to breathe. The airways are obstructed, and in the case of COPD, they become chronically inflamed and narrowed. Of course, the other thing is, from reduced amount of air inside, there's reduced gas exchange. This can make it really hard to get oxygenated. This can make it really This can make the blood quality go down because there is less oxygen to provide in the gas exchange. And from all of this, obviously, it would be hard to breathe.
Hello everyone, I am Oshi and this is my granddad, also is Apo. So he's my granddad. So
Yeah, hello.
like I said before, my grandpa have pneumonia before. So we're gonna ask you like a bunch of questions like how it feels happen. So let's start. So can you describe your experience with pneumonia? What were like and like what were the initial symptoms? Like how it feels like
Yes, I fever,
how it feels.
I fever, I fever, and I went to see the doctor. Yeah, the doctor gave me medicine and also the injection.
Oh, infection.
Only a few days, and I feel relief.
Oh, okay. And is there any like something challenge like when you like in your recovery?
Huh?
Is there like in the challenge smoke step in your like recovery? ประสาทเวลาที่แบบรักษาตัวมีไหม
Oh, really? Maybe only 1 week.
Oh,
Oh, not
so
one
so
week.
so you feel fatigue for like 1 week, like
1
that's
week.
all.
It took only 1 week.
Okay. And does pneumonia like led to like any lifestyle change at all? Like does this symptom like affect your like daily lifestyle?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. After that, it's okay. It took me 1 week, and after that, it's all okay.
Oh good. Oh good.
Mm.
When you were in the hospital, what did they do to you? Like
No.
Right.
In the hospital, when I caught pneumonia, I didn't get to the hospital. I go to the doctor. No need to admit to the hospital.
oh so you went to clinic.
Clinic, yes.
Oh,
no
clinic.
need to
Oh, okay.
hospital.
Can you describe like the emotion when you have that? Can you describe like the emotion at that moment?
High fever. This is high fever.
It just that like
Yes, high fever.
like no start or anything.
Instantly high fever.
Instantly high fever. Oh, okay.
The doctor checked and said, oh, it's pneumonia.
Oh, I see. So interesting. So that means after all your phase two, all like the main symptom you got is just like a high fever,
Yes.
fatigue body for like a whole week. But after that like you fine right after that, like right after you're done like that right after your symptom are gone, you fine.
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. See you.